What's up, guys? My name is Riley. This is my buddy Wyatt, and welcome back to CHIMICOmics. This episode marks our first part to the CHIMICRISIS. Obviously, we're starting with Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's the first crisis, and the one that they actually call Crisis. So, right quick, I'm just going to give you like an overview of what this event means in comics, what it did. Basically, DC Universe was kind of everywhere. Like, they had so many different comics, and it was hard for new readers to kind of jump on to anything because they were like, well, where does that fit in the overall continuity of things? And people really didn't know what to tell them because it was such a jumbled mess. And so Marv Wolfman is like, well, I have a story and I can fix this. So he pitches it to editorial, and they're like, you know what? Do it. Take it. And he's like, all right. So he does it. I think he does a great job of simplifying things for the new readers, as well as the old readers. I mean, it's good to be able to know where you stand overall as a universe. So that's pretty much the basic premise of this event and what it was supposed to do. So right quick, what did you think of the story?
For me, it was just kind of all over the place, hard to follow. There was just so many characters and different teams that I knew nothing and didn't really care about.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I really couldn't relate to anything at all. I mean, there were some cool parts, like the villain battle. This is from 1985, so I don't care about spoilers. So, the villain battle, like, after they fought the Anti-Monitor, who I didn't really like.
All right, then.
Yeah, when they fought Brainiac and Lex Luthor, they were really cool. And Darkseid's in it a bit, and I like Darkseid a lot, so he was pretty cool in it, even though the small point he was in.
I thought his part fit him as a character.
Oh yeah, because he just pretty much nopes out of the whole like battle and cooperating with everyone. He's like, I'm gonna cloak Apocalypse, so I don't have to deal with any of this crap. Then like some humans show up and they're like, we need your help, and he's like, whatever. And he like presses a couple buttons and pretty much kills the main villain. He's like, all right, get out.
Yeah.
All while standing with his arms behind his back.
I love that about
Yeah,
Darkseid.
Darkseid's
He's so
great.
proper. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna beat you with my hands behind my back like a proper gentleman.
Yes, I'm gonna kick you in the face.
I'm gonna Omega beam you.
Yeah. Don't let this guy play Darkseid in Injustice.
Oh yeah, it's kind of annoying.
It is very annoying. I speak from first-hand experience.
A lot of sad moments in this book. Man, there were a few actually. You got Supergirl dying.
Yeah, Anti-Monitor. Like she goes to kill him. Like at the end, like she's going all out, and Dr. Light's like, no, and she's like, no, get out of here. Like turns around, and when she turns around, she dies. She just straight up dies.
That was a big deal because that doesn't like happen a lot during this time, 1985. That doesn't happen a lot.
I know I said at the beginning that I don't care about spoilers because this came out in 1985. But you think they would not put character deaths on the cover? That's just...
Also on my cover.
Yeah, and on the back.
I don't know if you saw it.
The Flash.
Oh yeah, I kind of have to open the thing.
When Riley told me we were doing this, he handed me this hardcover. He's like,
Flash dead.
He's like, this is a cool cover, and I was like, is Flash dead? You went, no.
No.
Why would you think that?
Shut it real quick, put it away. No.
I was like, well, that's their fault for putting it on the cover.
Well, I mean, like, this was drawn years later for this edition.
Yeah.
So, if you didn't know already, not many people start with this. They usually go with this or digital.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's also an absolute edition which I contemplated getting, but I've heard it's the same paper as this. So
Yeah, he has the old looking paper while I have new shiny
glossy
paper.
Yeah, that's the only downside.
I'm kidding. This is actually his, so they're both his.
They are both mine. I read it the first time in this book.
And it is heavy on the dialogue and text.
Man, this looks way better. I should have just read it in that.
Oh, I probably will.
One thing you don't get in that. Actually, does it have a foreword? Did it have a
Yeah,
foreword?
it had a foreword.
Did it? Okay. What does it say?
I didn't read the foreword.
Well, I know you didn't.
Want me to start reading right now?
Opening it from the back. Probably shouldn't do that.
Welcome to the Collected Crisis on Infinite Earths, a comic novel drawn by the always amazing George Perez.
Yeah,
and
okay, so it's
written
the
by
same.
me.
You could have read
Originally,
it.
I could have, but I just went straight in.
Marvel Wolfman 1998, right? The end of it. Yep. So you got the same thing right here. So that foreword explains what Crisis is, like I started with, what he was trying to do, and
I think Pariah is cool.
Pariah is cool.
I think Pariah is
I
cool.
like Pariah.
He's this guy who,
I don't know if we've ever seen him after this, though.
I don't think so. I haven't seen any of them. But basically, like, he was on his Earth, he was like the greatest scientist who ever lived, and he wanted to answer the forbidden question, how the universe was made. And when he did that, the main villain, the Anti-Monitor, was able to, like, come in and gain enough power to break his stalemate with the good guy Monitor.
Mm-hmm.
And so to atone for doing that, the Monitor made Pariah have to witness every time a universe is destroyed, like great acts of evil. So that's how he atones.
It sucks.
Mhm.
And like they talk about it like he's been doing this for hundreds of years.
Mhm.
Like it's been a long time. So yeah, that's a pretty crappy penance for what he did.
Like, that's what the first thing is, him coming in and watching an Earth
Earth
get
3?
destroyed. Yeah.
Start of Earth 3?
Let me look. It's got the
Yeah.
the
Ultraman.
Ultraman.
Power Ring.
Owlman. I think
Yep,
Owlman.
Owlman.
Owlman's the one I was just like, what?
Oh, one thing you don't know. They revisit this Earth later on. I think they call it Earth 2 though.
Well, then, what?
It's
But what about Earth
just-
2 then?
just complicated.
That doesn't make
well,
any
you know
sense.
at the end of the story there isn't an Earth 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, like the old Superman like goes into Harbinger or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like real weird.
No, into Luthor. Alex Luthor.
What? Oh yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah. So basically, Alexander Luthor is heaven.
What? What?
Look, did you not see it? They all walked into him. And
Yeah, I know that, but
into
it was-
paradise. That's what they said. He's like, "Come to me, I am heaven."
Only peace, everlasting.
Yeah,
peace.
see? Basically, that's what it is. And Superboy Prime.
Yeah, Superboy goes into because he's like, I don't want to die alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with you to heaven.
Yep. So old Superman from Earth 2 and his Lois and Superboy Prime all go into Alexander Luthor,
And he's apparently
which
heaven.
is really cool. Alexander Luthor is awesome. I don't know if he shows up ever again, but he's awesome.
I think his wardrobe is stupid though.
He was literally born yesterday.
He's wearing.
When you think about
he's
it,
wearing this stupid gold looking.
you remember how fast he grew up though? Like he was a newborn baby at the start of this event.
And apparently got trained somehow by Monitor. He says he was trained by the Monitor.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But he's from Earth 3, and Earth 3 is a place where everything's backwards. So,
Yeah.
like, the Justice League is evil, and Lex Luthor is a good guy.
And he's married to Lois Lane.
Yes. Which I liked. Thought that was cool. Did you like it? You don't look like you did.
I mean, I
That
don't
makes
really,
sense.
I don't really care about it.
Alright, fine.
Like, I mean, it's something.
They have a child called Alexander. They put him in the little rocket, just like
Yeah, but
Superman.
just like-
Send him off. He goes through the antimatter cloud thing.
And he becomes part antimatter, part positive matter. So
Yep.
he's both universes. He's the bridge.
Positive and negative. So he's like, yeah, like you said, he's the bridge.
Yeah. It's like the Avatar.
So, oh wow, I wonder if he's a plot device later. Yes. So, that's pretty much the premise of Alexander Luthor. Like,
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool.
like whenever they go to fight the Anti-Monitor, he's the one making the portal for them to go through.
Mm-hmm.
He's the delivery boy. He delivers ass kicking.
I'm not a messenger. I'm a delivery boy.
Oh, I'm just a courier.
That was a Shrek quote.
Oh. That was a Fallout New Vegas reference.
Yeah, it kicks off with like a 30-pager?
Somewhere around that. I think it
Yeah,
ends
like
was it
32.
That's my ginger ale.
Oh no, your Canada Dry.
It's delicious.
The end of issue 1, you see the first appearance of the Monitor. He's showing himself to the whole team that Harbinger got together. Harbinger is this girl who, when she was just a kid, she was shipwrecked, and the Monitor saved her and raised her. Pretty much, that's all. And she has some kind of power where she can duplicate herself.
And I had no idea who any of this like first team was at all. Like they have Firebrand, who's from the Freedom Fighters, and then
I wouldn't expect you to know that.
Yeah, well, I only know it because I read this and saw the Freedom Fighters, and she was with them.
Yeah, I know.
Did you say I wouldn't expect you? I
wouldn't expect you to know who that is.
Okay, yeah, I did know who that was. But I mean, then there's Earth 2 Superman, the psychic dude, and then there's
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, Simon's a villain.
Yeah, and then there's Psycho Pirate. He's a villain too, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he plays with emotions, and to get a villain to join, he makes this Frosty chick fall in love with Fire Dude.
Whole splash page.
Yeah.
This is all the people
Frosty girl
about.
falls in love with Fire Dude thanks to Psycho Pirate.
Sideways. You got Dr. Polaris. He's like Magneto, pretty much.
Okay.
He's the DC Magneto.
And like I said before, Psycho Pirate made the Frosty chick as a villain fall in love with Fire Dude. And it's funny because at the start of it, he's like, "Whoa, you're too cold for me, girl." But then at the end, at the end of the relationship, he's kind of warming up to her. But then the spell breaks off, so she hates him again.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Then you got John Stewart, Green Lantern.
Yeah, and then Skolarin, the monkey.
What? Simeon?
It's not Simeon.
Pretty sure it's Simeon.
No, it's Ska something.
Solivar,
that was it.
Solivar, that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, he was from like that universe's ape.
He's from Gorilla City.
Yeah, Gorilla City.
So he's like the ruler of it, but that's where we get
Gorilla
Grodd.
Yeah.
He's like their villain. So they're not all bad. It's just Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw him in this, I liked him because I mean, even like there was this guy there was a criminal in there, and they're like, "We're not barbaric like humans. Their law is an eye for an eye."
They're super advanced.
Yeah,
it's cool. Then you got Ted Kord, Blue Beetle.
Yeah, original.
You knew him. Is her name Dawn Star? The girl with wings?
Yeah.
She's from the Legion.
Yeah, the Legion of
Superheroes.
They're like the future Justice League.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But they're more like Teen Titans because they're teens.
Oh.
There's some other guy. Oh, this Ryan from Atlantis. Back in like the magical times before Atlantis was.
He was like
sunk.
a sorcerer. He was like, "I'm the sorcerer of Atlantis."
It was kind of cool, but kind of lame too.
Yeah.
And you got Cyborg. You know him.
When he started saying, "I'm a sorcerer," I was like, "Is this a DC Doctor Strange?"
And the Guardians are constantly under attack in this book.
Yeah, you don't really see a lot of it. Like they keep saying, "Find out more in Green Lantern issue," which I didn't really like because I wanted to see more of the Green Lanterns, like and what they had to have happen in this event. But we basically only get a couple pages every couple of issues, and it just like makes you want to buy more comics.
That's exactly what it's supposed to do. advertise what's coming.
That, and then there was also a thing. Starfire is called back to Tamaran, her home world, and she takes Nightwing and another guy, Jericho, the blonde Teen Titan, or Outsider.
I don't remember his name.
I don't either. He hears he hears the captain of the ship they're on talking like weird, like saying that they can't tell her why she's going home, and he's like, he listens silently, and he worries.
Yeah. This I guess it was issue 2. There's a scene of Batman and the Joker, and Batman crashing through the window at the Joker right here just makes me wish that Perez would draw Batman. Like, I wish we had some Perez Batman stuff, because the shards of glass and stuff. Cool. He draws a good Dark Knight. He draws a good everything, really. I don't have a problem with any of his art in this book. I think he gets every character right. But this is the first time we see the Flash kind of phase in, and that we get that later on when he's running around the antimatter thing on Cord,
because that's when he starts phasing in and stuff.
He starts running through different periods of time. But yeah, this is good, really cool stuff.
Yeah, I like the Joker when Flash does show up. He's like, "No fair speedster. Tell him, Batman, his has no jurisdiction here."
But like, and the losers, that was cool.
Yeah, they go back to World War II in like this. I'm pretty sure this was back in the comics that featured the losers. Was they were fighting in Markovia, which is some kind of country, against the Nazis, of course. It was cool.
And they had rebel flags on their tanks.
Yeah. The losers are pretty much that ragtag team of World War II soldiers that all have like a gimmick or something. Like there's the guy with flowers in his helmet. Don't know how he founded flowers in apparently winter northern central Europe. But I mean, that's it. And one thing I didn't like is just how, since there's so many different characters in, everyone always calls each other by their full name.
Well, it helps you to know who they are.
I know.
I mean, I think you have to have that.
You have to, but I mean, it's kind of...
I understand that you don't like it much, but it's kind of essential.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They did that a lot in comics in this time, too. So, I mean, it's just your preference, really. One thing I like is, so at the very first page of the story, you get, in the beginning there was only a single black infinitude. And then the infinitude shuddered, darkness finally screamed as much in pain as in relief, and in that instant a multiverse was born. So you got many worlds coming from one world, right? Then, so it's the first page of issue 11. In the beginning there were many, a multiversal infinitude. And then and it has the exact same wording as the first one. Then it says, in that instant, a universe was born. So,
and in this one, like all the Earths, there is no Earth 1, no Earth S, no Earth X. Pretty much everyone who fought against the Anti-Monitor in issue 10 got teleported to an Earth that is none of those, pretty much.
They merged them, a lot of them, into one. So not... like, all the regular people didn't survive from the other Earths, but some of the superheroes did. Which, convenient writing. But...
Deus Ex Machina.
So at the start of this, we get, like, pretty much 5 universes. I mean, they start off with killing Earth 3, which, I like Earth 3. It's one of my favorites.
Owlman.
Dude, there's some good stuff with Owlman. Okay. We start with like 5 Earths, kind of. So you got Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 4? I think it was 4. Earth S and Earth X. It was Earth 4.
I thought it was Earth 5 instead of Earth S. Because there was Earth 4, so I figured it was a 5.
It was S for Shazam.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was the Captain Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Which is also Shazam, you know.
Yeah, copyrights.
Yeah, but he was called Captain Marvel at the time.
Yeah.
With the Marvel family, which is cool. So Earth S is all the Shazam stuff.
Mhm.
Earth X is the World War II planet he was talking about.
Yeah, World War II lasted 40 years
Yeah.
in this place. Which sounds like it'd be a cool novel series. Now that I think about it.
Mm.
Look out for that in the future, CHIMICRISIS fans.
Dude, exclusive book signing. We can ship them out to the peeps.
Yeah. That'll be my first alternate history novel. What if World War II lasted 40 years?
So, I don't remember anything really about Earth 4 that was, like, worth remembering. Do you? Like, who even came from it?
I got nada.
You know Lady Quark, the shaved head woman?
Yeah, the one who's...
What Earth was she from that died? Because her whole family was killed and her Earth died. I don't remember which one she came from. It doesn't matter. But she's the only survivor of her Earth. Then you got, like, Earth 1 obviously is the main one. Earth 2, you've got, like, old Superman, so it's, like, pretty much the original Superman from the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
It's that guy.
So does that mean he has all his original powers, including he gets to make up a new power whenever he wants? I'm gonna use my anti-monitor beam.
I don't know how. I think the main Superman is more powerful than the old one.
Okay.
I think they've established that. But then you got like Jay Garrick Flash, the guy with
the old Flash, yeah,
with the fishbowl,
yeah,
thing,
the little British Brody helmet.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. And
you got the original Green Lantern, the one with the
yeah,
magic powers.
There. I remember him from Hush because he was in that one scene where Batman and Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, it's Green Lantern.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was.
Who was he fighting? It's another Frost dude. The Icicle.
Yeah, something dumb like that. Yeah, Earth 2 is definitely the most relevant, besides Earth 1 in the story. Oh, you also got Power Girl. She was from Earth 2.
Yeah. She's that
one.
That one. We can point them out.
Yeah. But like, it starts out with the Monitors trying to save these universes. There's only like 5 left at this point, I think, because the Anti-Monitors already destroyed them all.
You'd think he would have done something before there were only 5 left.
Yeah,
And then another thing, later on, he apparently has this huge antimatter cannon that can destroy 5 universes with one blast. And I was like, why didn't you lead with that?
He probably did.
No,
to get all the other ones. He probably did use it before. I mean, you think about how many universes there are. Like, it takes a while to conquer that many. I'm sure he used something like that.
Yeah.
But, like, Monitor has a plan in which he has these giant towers in each Earth, right?
And they're going to, like, keep the antimatter energy that keeps, like, destroying all the universes. It's going to keep them back.
No, I think he's keeping the vibration stable.
Yeah, that.
So they don't merge together.
The vibration.
Because, like, at this point, you've got each Earth is kind of phasing in and out of reality, and they're, like, overlapped like Venn diagrams, each of them. And so certain parts of the Earth will be destroyed. And, like, when you take a big chunk of Earth, does the whole thing blow up? Right? Isn't that a thing? Am I crazy?
No, I mean, if all that went up into orbit, I mean, that'd be winds coming over and blowing pretty much everything away.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much an extinction level event.
Yeah.
It wouldn't blow. I don't think the Earth would blow up. It would have like a chunk missing as long as the core wasn't exposed. If the core was exposed,
that's what I'm saying.
We're going to be blown up. But if not,
because they overlap quite a bit.
Yeah. But as long as the core is covered, we're probably going to die, but I mean, it's not going to blow up.
So, like, there's these giant, cool-looking towers on each Earth.
at different points in time as well.
Oh yeah. So there's one in like
There's one,
in the 30th century.
yeah, with the, when the animals have all risen up.
Commandi, I think.
Yeah,
Isn't that Commandi?
I don't know.
Kid?
He gets
It looks
saved.
like
He
it.
gets saved by Solimar.
Solivar, yeah.
Solivar, like, and he was like, no. Like, as Solivar dies, he's like, no.
No.
I've known you for like 5 minutes, but you saved my life. Don't leave me, Solivar. Don't leave me. I love you. I
Solivar's
need
cool,
you.
man.
He is
Nice.
cool. I don't know if I would have been like
He's a
that
cool
if he
dude.
died after knowing him for 5 minutes, though. I've been like, oh, he saved me. Oh well,
I mean, somebody saves your life, it's kind of different. Like,
I guess.
you don't want him to die.
Yeah, but I'm not sentimental.
We'll find him. Maybe he is.
I guess he is.
Jeez. The cool thing, about halfway through, you see Lex Luthor and Brainiac teaming up.
Yeah, that's
They're
what
like,
I like.
They're like, hey, the whole universe is in turmoil right now. The multiverse is in turmoil right now. We can capitalize on this.
Yeah.
And they're thinking of how they can just rule all of the Earths. So they take the four other Earths. This is a really good plan.
Yeah.
They take the other 4 Earths hostage, right? And they hold a meeting in the UN of Earth 1 where everyone is. All the heroes of Earth 1. So while they're there and leaving these other worlds unprotected, they're sending all the other villains to these other Earths to conquer them. And they're like, hey, we will blow these the heck up if you don't give us control of Earth 1. And they're like, oh crap. But then something happens. I think Anti-Monitor attacks them or something, and
No,
and they like
and also the
their
psychic.
crap together.
They.
oh, Simon gets them.
You think like at the end of an issue, it's kind of a cliffhanger. You think Simon kills Brainiac and he's about to
Yeah.
kill Luthor, but I mean, you forget that Brainiac is on his ship, and so that's if his body's
is the
destroyed.
ship.
Yeah, like it don't matter. So Simon's kind of an idiot.
And then he blows Simon.
Yeah, he's
Like,
he turns him to ash.
oh, you know how he's got that little clear dome? You can see his brain. Like he blows a hole through it.
Yeah.
So he's dead.
I'm gonna find a picture of that.
But yeah, they were holding all the other Earths hostage, but that somehow the Anti-Monitor was like making a move, and they were like, all right, we need to band together or we're all gonna die, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were saying before, the Legion gets Darkseid to help them because they're like, hey, all of existence is gonna be gone unless you help us defeat the Anti-Monitor. So
Here it is. Right here.
bang,
Just one shot, one taps him through the
JFK
dome.
style.
Yo, I really don't want to have the JFK experience.
Ugh.
We're terrible. So,
Yeah, that was a cool moment though. Then you got like, you said you weren't that impressed by the Anti-Monitor reveal. You thought it was gonna be Darkseid, so I can see
did.
why you're disappointed.
Like, it's been done before. Like, the higher celestial power has an antithesis. I mean, you gotta do something fresh, something new from it.
We forgot to tell about Emotion Dude. What's his name?
Psycho Pirate.
Psycho Pirate. Yeah.
Didn't you say before you had something to tell me and you wanted my reaction?
Oh. I'll say that till the end.
Okay.
Okay. So Psycho Pirate, Anti-Monitor gets him early on because like the Monitor was going to use him,
Mm-hmm.
but Anti-Monitor gets him. Oh, we forgot to talk about the Monitor's death. So Anti-Monitor like takes one of Harbinger's bodies over because she could split herself into different people, and he's like, "All right, I want you to kill the Monitor," and she does. It's crazy, and you're like, "Oh no." That's
Yeah,
so
I mean,
sad.
why does he need Psycho Pirate when he can just take people over like that? Why does he need
Yeah,
people to make
you
with
know.
emotions? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Plot hole.
Because it only took like one shadow person
Yeah.
to do that. He has all these minions called shadow people.
And they can not kill you with a touch, and they're pretty much invulnerable.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, how did they not? This is the thing. He pretty much had no way to lose. He can take over people and make them do his bidding. He has an invulnerable army that can kill you with just a touch.
But you got to think at how they always band together and they never give up, Wyatt. They never give up.
That's so stupid, though.
It's superhero comics. Like, you gonna get a lot of that.
I'm too logical.
You are too logical.
I am.
This is not the genre for you, my friend. No. You just kind of gotta put aside your logic brain for a minute and let your creative brain just enjoy the ride.
Never.
But yeah, he uses Psycho Pirate and he's like, hey, I will give you control of multiple Earths.
He promises him one world at first, then he's like, now you have 3. And he's like,
oh no, I can't do that.
There's so many emotions.
Yeah, and it drives him crazy. At the end, he's in an asylum.
Yeah, it was a cool epilogue, I will say. Because he's like, he remembers everything that happened.
Yeah, he remembers
and all the
multiverse.
wards in this insane asylum are like, this man's crazy. They were infinite Earths. They were dying.
Worlds will change. Nothing will be the same.
Yeah.
That was the tagline for this event.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, they all band together to defeat the Antimonitor. They get the magic people going.
Yeah,
which was like,
they give, like, Dr. Fate and everyone gives all their magical power to Spectre.
Dr. Occult and the Green Lantern, the mystical one from the 50s or 40s. Yeah, there's just all kinds of cool stuff in here. Alex Luthor acts as a bridge, so he can take them to the antimatter universe. And there was something with the electric powered people and the magnetic people were able to what did they do? Electric people and the magnetic people.
Oh yeah, I really have no idea either.
Okay.
Like, they were in there for a couple panels and I was just like, okay.
Alright then. I don't remember. It was really sad when Wally found Barry's Flash suit just laying there.
Yeah,
like,
Psycho Pirate was
sad.
like, Flash, you said you'd help me. You said you'd help me. You're one of those good guys. You always help
Get
people.
your filthy hands off of that.
Yeah. He's like, I want to hate you, Psycho Pirate. But you're just sad. So I can't do that. So, you want to blow my mind?
Yeah, here we go. Alright, so...
Wait, don't tell me. It was a Riddler story all along.
There's an extra page never before published of the Riddler. That would be garbage. No, so there's a thing that they did right after this called The History of the DC Universe. And I guess you could call this a case.
Oh my god. I thought I was done with Morrison.
Oh, this is not Morrison, my friend.
I know, but I mean, he's known for the case book.
This might be where he got it from.
That's a meme. That's a recurring joke in our channel. Case books.
So, no, this really isn't like that. It's like it kind of adds on to the story. So like you don't need it, but it just helps you to understand where the universe stands after the story more. So like what they did, Marv Wolfman and George Perez, they wrote this as a guide for readers, just to tell them like where we stand, because they went from a multiverse to a single universe. So there were 2 issues. The first one says what began as a single universe grew to become a multiverse. Excuse me. Just like the beginning of this book said. So you got that, and you got like Krona seeing the hand of time, the hand at the dawn of time, just like before. And then it just goes through the history of the DC universe. You got all the Manhunters, the Controllers. This is all mentioned, I think.
Yeah,
in
it
the
talks
story.
about it.
And the Green Lanterns were created. Then this is something that was way different that I didn't get in the main series. Let me see. Oh, they talk about pride on this
Yeah.
page. So, I'll just read the whole page because it's really all good stuff. It says, where once there were two beings created in the first explosions of matter and antimatter, the monitor and the anti-monitor. Now there was but one. From his vantage point, straddling the universes, he could see all that was, is, and will be. In each being's life, there is a moment of crisis, an instant where fate is decided and the future becomes irrevocably set. Only then, at that crossroad, may he be seen, rarely speaking, but always writing in his book of souls. Some will name him Kismet. I don't know. Others will know him as Fate.
Yeah.
He answers to those names and one other, Destiny. So apparently, I don't know if I'm getting this right, but they, instead of them being a monitor and anti-monitor, there's now just one guy called Destiny.
That's what I'm getting from it.
That's what I'm getting too. But like later on in events like Blackest Night, we have the anti-monitor
Show up again.
Yeah. So like I don't understand what this is, or if they just changed it later.
They probably just forgot about it because
They could have, because
I-
this is not really a big
It
deal.
wasn't in this printing.
No, it wasn't. This isn't in there. I knew that going in. When I bought this book, I was like, oh, there's some extra stuff. Cool. It turned out to be this, and I was like, oh, that's weird. But yeah, I'll just show you a picture of Destiny, apparently. So, yeah. When it ended, what did we see of the anti-monitor? Did he actually die?
Yeah, he pretty much dies, like,
Superman punches him.
yeah, into oblivion. Darkseid's like, go leave my word. I mean, my world, not my word.
Oh, he's
He-
blowing up,
Mm-hmm.
and they escape.
Because he, like, he didn't want to go down, so he, like, took all the energy left from his universe to try and gain the power to do it. But, I mean,
Right.
it wasn't enough. Like, it wasn't going to save him.
Mm-hmm.
So they
But,
went
like,
in...
Not really dead though, you know. When you think about it, that's definitely an open loophole
I
there.
guess. Then they go inside of Alex, who's apparently heaven.
Apparently, he is a heaven for superheroes.
He's a heaven.
Then it goes through the cave people like we saw before. You know
The bear tribe.
yeah that stuff. Yeah, right here we get Vandal Savage. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I have,
Okay.
because Young Justice.
Yeah, so this is some Vandal Savage stuff. Then you got the Immortal Man, which is like the good guy that fights him, which you never really hear about. Brother Blood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about Brother Blood, but he seems like a
He
cool
was,
character.
he's in the newer Teen Titan animated movies. Like, the
Mhm.
second one, what's it called? Teen Titans. It's not Teen Titans versus Justice League, it's the
Judas
one.
Contract.
Yeah, Judas Contract.
He's in that one. No.
Yeah, he's the main villain for it. Like,
Okay.
he's his cult. And then his crime syndicate as well. Like, that's who they're fighting throughout it. Other than, like, he hires Slade, too. Which is always cool, because I like Slade.
Then you got Apple Sir. You know, he's the one that gave Hal the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He died, like he crashed on Earth and was dying and gave it to Hal. Uncle Sam.
Yeah, I like Uncle Sam. He's pretty cool.
So that
Like how he's talking to, like, in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He gives a speech to, like, all the assembled villains and heroes
Yeah.
before they go fight. He's like, that may sound corny to some of you, but it's what I believe in. And even, like, the villains are like,
I hate to admit it, but he's right.
yeah. Like, he's like, that hits me where I live.
I remember Lex Luthor was like, as much as it pains me to admit it,
He's right.
he's got a point. He's
Yeah.
right.
Uncle Sam could pretty much talk down any villain.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's like that when Joker finds out, like, someone, like, a villain's a Nazi, like, in one comic, and he goes, I may be a supervillain, but I'm an American supervillain.
So that's the end of the first issue. That there were two, and then this one begins. In the beginning, there was but one universe, one world, one Earth. So this is like taking off from the end of the book, whether there's only one. but it's all like one timeline, like
There's the
what I showed you
losers.
before. Yeah, get some of the loser stuff. This is all like from the Golden Age on, so it's not going back into ancient times. I don't think. Black Canary, Just Society, and then you got when they were the House Un-American Activities Committee brought them under suspicion because they thought they were like communist spies. Yeah, Phantom Stranger, Gotham City. Oh yeah, they show where Bruce's parents got killed.
That was also in there, like once when they were going over like all the heroes that were on the New Earth when they all kind of merged. Like they talked about like the things that had happened, including like Bruce's parents getting killed.
Yeah.
I like that picture of Batman. I think that's a cool costume with the black and the like pale gold.
I like the Superman a lot.
Yeah.
They're both good. Let y'all see that. Yeah, this is pretty much just going through all the main heroes from Earth 1, pretty much. That they didn't change a lot of Earth 1 stuff. They just brought more characters into Earth 1. And they call it like New Earth, I think, at the end. I don't think there's really much to say about the second issue.
Is that a spy one?
Yeah.
Huh.
The Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's the original Suicide Squad?
Yeah. And the Secret Six, I think, is part of this. Yeah, Rick Flag is up here. You got a whole page of the new gods. Like you got Orion, Calabac. He is Darkseid's son, another son. Orion is actually Darkseid's son also, but he fights for the good guys. Mr. Miracle, Big Barda. That shows this whole splash page. And then you got the guy in the Mobius chair. Shoot. It'll come back to me later. Whatever.
I think we've kind of gone through all that's necessary.
Yeah, I just want to show you, like, this is a really good, handy tool for the new reader. Like, it's a lot of stuff you won't need, but it's also helps you to, like, this got me intrigued to look for other series that I haven't read. Like, some of those, like you said, the Black Hawk stuff I thought was cool. Just stuff with soldiers and spies I thought was cool. Those looked interesting. Brother Blood looked cool.
He is pretty cool in what I've seen him in.
Yeah. Like doesn't he feed off of people's faith in him or something?
Yeah, he bathes in blood.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, like, what's your overall rating of the story? Like, just by itself.
Just by itself, honestly, I can't really give it more than a 6 out of 10. Just there's way too much dialogue and so many characters that I just didn't know anything about. Like if I had more ideas about them and the universe at this state, like because I mean I had no idea about the multiverse or anything when I read it, then I would have probably bumped it up to a 7.5 or an 8. But as is, I can only really give it a 6.
From what you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the good thing about the story is that, like, you don't have to read it, but what it did, it made it a lot simpler for you as a reader. You know, like, you've got all your basic people in the main Earth, and that's all you need to worry about. So, I think it's important to read this at least once, like just go through it and just appreciate it for what it did. Yeah, a lot of people are in the same boat as you. It's a confusing story at points. There is a lot of dialogue, and there's a ton of characters. And like, I don't want to say I'm an expert with DC, but I do know a lot of DC. Like, that's my main one. I know a lot more DC than I do Marvel. But there's a lot of characters in here I don't know. Like, I've never seen them in any other book. So I'm with you there. There's a lot of people that's like, you know, do these people matter? So, but yeah, I think it accomplishes what Marv Wolfman set out to do. Like, he wanted to tell a good story, but to make it easy for new readers, and I think he accomplishes that without question. I love the Anti-Monitor because I think he's cool. And I've also seen him in other stories like Blackest Night, so I'm a little biased there. But yeah, this this story is probably my favorite story in comics. Like this one. I know you totally don't agree, but this is my favorite.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's why I was so excited for this episode, because I love this book. It's like, part of it is just because I read it and I understand it. Like, I know what's going on, and like a lot of people are like, man, this is so complicated, don't even read it. And I'm like, well, okay, but I read it and I was like, it wasn't that bad.
I'm kidding.
All right, then.
I'm kidding. You can edit that out.
But like, part of it, it's a good story. Like, it's got characters I like.
Yeah, there were some cool parts. I like Darkseid and all.
The only bummer is like Batman's kind of a non-factor.
Yeah, that's another thing. All pretty much the more normal superheroes, they couldn't do anything. They were useless.
No, they couldn't.
And I was like, come on, Batman. You know you've got a bat suit or some kind of gadget that'll let you get in and throw down. But nope.
But on the flip side of that, today, there's not anything you can do in DC without using Batman as a main.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they overplay him, like, totally. I love Batman, but they make him the main guy too much. He's just a dude with gadgets,
I'm personally fine with that, because I think Batman's pretty cool.
I like Batman being a badass, but like, I don't like them making him OP to where he's better than Superman. You know what I mean?
I think there's ways of explaining that. Like, Superman has just raw power. Batman, why he's so powerful is all technique, hard work, stuff like that. Like, when Superman throws a punch, he's just throwing a punch. When Batman throws a punch, he's using a martial arts style.
Yeah, but you gotta think, though, this is a guy who can punch a planet and move it. Like, that's a little different than a guy who just, I'm good at martial arts. I mean, come on. When we're talking raw power, like, it's no contest. Anyway, but like, at this time, Batman was more like, I don't want to say campy, but like, he wasn't like the I can do anything I want Batman. He was like a more realistic, I'm just a dude with gadgets and I'm smart Batman. He's not the guy who can like figure out how to defeat Darkseid, a cosmic entity.
My money's on Batman.
Like a god. But like,
Batman is a god. You know why he does this stuff, Riley? Because he's Batman.
I still think they could have used him more in the story.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how Marv Wolfman feels about Batman, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
But
Like, he's not even really prevalent on any of the covers.
It's always a pleasure to be able to read a book filled with George Perez art. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably his like magnum opus, honestly. This is good stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this book. If you like it, if you don't, like, let me know when's the first time you read it. Like, because for me, it was like 2 years ago I read this for the first time, and this is my second read through. So, like, there's plenty of people that have more experience with the story than I do. I think it resonates with me more than others, just because I guess I was more open to it than a lot of people are.
Questions for later.
They're doing a TV show. I mean, they're doing this on the CW shows.
They're
Did you know
doing
that?
Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Huh.
This.
Well,
I don't know how similar it is, but yeah.
Let's see. Maybe we'll review that.
Yeah, we might.
We might.
I think that'd be cool. yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.
Tell us what you think about the book in the comments.
We are going to be. I need to lay out the CHIMICRISIS thing. So we did this. We will have an episode sprinkled in with Identity Crisis, but that's not really a crisis. That'll be part of the Read and Tell series. Our next crisis after that will be Infinite Crisis, obviously. That's the next one, and that's gonna take some doing because it's a big, thick book.
Thick with 2 C's.
Yeah. Then after that, we will tackle Final Crisis.
Is it even thicker?
No, it's the same size.
Okay.
But it's more complicated because it's Grant Morrison.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple case books.
Well, you got the one case book. You can take it home and read it if you want. Because I'm done with it. But yeah, that'll be our Crisis read-through. So that's what's coming up. I'm excited.
As am I.
I've never read Infinite Crisis, so that'll be exciting. I know you're gonna like Identity Crisis because it's like a murder mystery.
Yeah, I love murders.
But yeah, I love murders.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I love murder mysteries.
That's dark. Yeah. All right. See you guys on the next one.
Later.